This amounts to the largest reduction in poppy cultivation ever recorded in the country, including after the Taliban banned poppy production in 2000, 1 year before losing power following the U.S. invasion. The Taliban has largely succeeded
This is funny.
in eradicating poppy, opium, while the U.S. utterly failed, if you think we were actually trying to. The U.S., through our 20 years there, opium production just increased exponentially.
Yep. I mean, say what you want about the Taliban, and you could you could say a lot of things. They're good at banning stuff. Whatever it be. And the U.S. again, very mysteriously bad at halting the drug trade.
Yeah, and we actually we invaded Afghanistan the year after the Taliban then had banned poppy production. So they ban it, we then invade, then it shoots through the roof. The entire time we're there, we claim we're trying to stop poppy harvests, but we somehow just can't seem to do it ever. And 80% of the poppy that's grown there, the opium, ends up in the United States.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember the number people would use. That was a number we'd always hear. It was such a crazy number. They'd say like 90% of the world's. I don't know how true that was, but it made sense as far as just a complete free market in Afghanistan of opium. I mean, we love markets over here. So that's what we did.
Yeah, I mean, I had heard that thrown around too, that like something like 90% of the world's opium is made in Afghanistan. So I don't know how accurate it is, but I think the U.S. was, because we had our opium epidemic going on. I mean, we continue to have it. And so the U.S. was the largest user of that. Also because the U.S., unlike almost every other country, I think all except New Zealand, allows direct-to-consumer big pharma ads. So that's why in the U.S. they could come on TV and magazines and stuff and talk people into getting, oxycodone or whatever.
The point is I knew that our opium epidemic we could blame on the Taliban, and that's the Sacklers are being persecuted, and it's not right.
Right. The Taliban government of Afghanistan has carried out truly unprecedented reductions in poppy cultivation in 2023, according to a new analysis published by a UK-based Geographic Information Services. The poppy reduction followed a ban on drugs in Afghanistan issued April 2022 by the Taliban leader only 7 months after the Islamic movement took power, following the August 2021 U.S. military withdrawal from the country. ALSIS, which is the UK-based Geographic Information Services firm, reports that an effective ban on poppy cultivation is in place and that opium production in 2023 will be negligible compared to 2022. High-resolution imagery analyzed by the firm shows that the province of Helmand, poppy cultivation was reduced from 120,000 hectares to less than 1,000 in 2023. This amounts to the largest reduction in poppy cultivation ever recorded in the country, including after the Taliban banned poppy production in 2000, 1 year before losing power following the U.S. invasion. And they've replaced it largely with wheat cultivation, which, if I had to pick what Afghanistan needs more right now, wheat might be higher up on the list.
Yeah. A healthy mix is ideal, but if you got to pick one, probably food.
Especially in your bread. It's good to have a little bit of each.
Yeah.
Wheat and opium. All right, but so despite, and again, I'm not saying the Taliban best government. I'm not even sure I'd put it in the top 10. But it is amazing that the U.S. set such a low bar for overseeing a country that So a group as terrible as the Taliban can come in and make certain things better, certain aspects of it better.
Yeah, it's crazy how much we hate drugs and just can't seem to figure out how to regulate them even a little bit.
No, not at all. And I heard from, well, I heard from Matthew Ho, who was over there, but also the Pentagon papers the Afghanistan papers, that the Washington Post of all places actually did some journalism and revealed that the U.S. would do things like pay a warlord to burn his poppy fields in his area or something. And what he would do is he would take the money and then burn his competitors' poppy fields, and then he'd have a monopoly on poppy, and he'd have all the money they gave him.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, drugs is a useful way to do things you're not supposed to do when you're a government. You know what I mean? Good leverage.
Yeah.